everyone, it's Dr. Gillian Johnson here from Strength and Motion Sports and Family Chiropractic, and I'm coming to you on what feels like day 500 of lockdown, but I think it's actually day 25. And today I'm just going to show you a couple of stretches and a couple of ways to foam roll your hips and your lower back. I know a lot of us have been sitting way more than we usually do, whether you're now working from home or you're just like me and trying to find ways to keep yourself busy during this time. So all you need is a foam roller and a mat if you have one, but just make use of whatever you have around the house. So the first thing we're going to look at is how to foam roll, and we're going to look at the glutes, the lower back, and at the hamstrings. So if we're going to start off with the glutes, what you're going to do is place the foam roller right underneath the side that you're wanting to focus on. We're going to do both sides though, every time. If you're on the left side, what you're going to do is just lift up your left leg and place your ankle onto your knee, leaning slightly over to the left, and you're just going to roll backwards and forwards. You're going to feel it's nice and tighter in certain areas than others. So when you do find those slightly tighter spots, you're just going to hold onto them for a couple of seconds until they release, and then you're just going to carry on rolling, doing about 10 to 15 rolls per muscle. Again, what we'll do is swap that to the other side. We're wanting to focus on the right hand side this time. So the right ankle goes onto the left knee and you lean slightly to the right hand side, rolling a couple of times, finding those tight spots, holding them for a few seconds, and then continuing on with your rolling. As I said, about 10 to 15 times. Moving on to our lower back now. You're just going to place the foam roller into the small of your back. And all you're going to do is push through your heels, lift up your bum so you can feel the pressure of the foam roller coming through your lower back, and you're just going to roll up and down along the length of your spine. What you can then do is, if you're wanting to focus on one specific side, if you're wanting to focus on the right, you're going to lean slightly to the right hand side, and you're going to feel that foam roller put a little bit more pressure into that right QL and erector spinae muscle. Again, we can lean over to the left hand side and focus more on the left QL and erector spinae. Again, we're going to do that about 10 to 15 times. The last one we're going to roll are the hamstrings. These are also very important and get very tight when we sit too much. So what you do is place the foam roller underneath your hamstring, which is the muscle that runs at the back of your leg. And what you're going to do with this leg is you're going to push the heel into the floor. It's going to lift you up a little bit. And all you're going to do is roll down to the knee and then roll all the way up to the bum. You're going to do this, as we've always said in the other ones, 10 to 15 times. Making sure you can also change the angle of your foot a little bit to make sure that you are targeting the different parts of your hamstring. So we're going to start with the toe pointing outwards, and then you can also do with the toe pointing inwards. Just remember, you can always control the amount of pressure that you're putting through the muscle by how much you are lifting yourself up through your arms and pushing up through your heel. So you just do as much pressure as you're able to handle. Okay, so those are the three muscles I'd like you to target with the foam roller. I'm now going to show you 4 stretches to do that are really going to help loosen up your hips and your lower back during this time. So the first one we're going to look at, I like to call the figure 4. Reason being is because your legs end up looking like the number 4 once you've got them in position. With all of these stretches, you're always going to stretch both sides, and we're going to hold this for 30 seconds per side, and you can repeat this cycle 2 to 3 times depending on how tight you are and how much time you have. So for the figure 4, this is going to target our glutes and our piriformis muscles, all those muscles in the bum that feel very tight with excessive sitting. So again, we're going to place your right ankle up onto your left knee. And what you're going to do is just push your chest towards your thigh, and you're going to feel a nice stretch coming through the glutes, and you may even feel it coming slightly up the side of the thigh there, or even a little bit into your lower back. That's absolutely fine. Just make sure you are doing it at a level that you're comfortable with. Don't force your body into positions that it's not happy to go into. So you'll hold that for 30 seconds. You would then swap sides, putting the left ankle onto the right knee, pushing the chest towards the thigh, and also concentrating on pushing this knee down. It'll give you more of a stretch. All right, so that's what we call the figure 4. We're now going to move on to a stretch I call the proposal stretch, because it looks like a man is about to propose. And this is going to be for the front of your thighs, or what we call the hip flexors, which obviously get very tight from sitting because you're hunched in this position all day. So we want to open that up and stretch that out. So as the name implies, we're going to be getting down onto one knee. So if we start off with the left leg, you place the right leg up, so you're at a 90 bend in the hip and the knee. What's important with this stretch is that you are tucking the pelvis under. You're not allowing that to happen, and I don't want that curve in your back to be there. I want you to flatten that curve, tuck your tummy under, and engage the core. From this position, you're going to lean forward as much as you're able to again, until you feel that stretch coming through the front of your leg. And you're just going to let that sit there for 30 seconds. Again, we're going to do the opposite side, because it's always important to do both sides of the body. So we're doing the right leg, so the left knee comes up at that 90 bend. Again, pelvis is tucked under, your back is flat, and your core is engaged, and you lean forward, feeling that stretch through the front of your right thigh. As per usual, we will hold this for 30 seconds, and then you'll release it. The next stretch I'm going to show you is for your lower back. This is probably a stretch a lot of you have seen before or done before, but it's very effective, and as long as you are doing it for the allotted time of 30 seconds, it's going to be very effective and help to loosen up the lower back. So all you're going to do is lie flat on your back. If we're wanting to concentrate on the right side of our lower back, we're going to cross the right leg over our body. And what you're going to try and do is get your right shoulder towards the floor as much as you can. Don't force yourself into positions you can't go into. I just want you to feel that stretch through your lower back. And then you're able to do that to the opposite side as well. Crossing that left leg over, and then trying to get your left shoulder towards the ground. You can hold your knee down with your other hand to try and increase the stretch. Okay, and as per usual, you hold those for 30 seconds per side. Now the last stretch I'm going to show you is for your hamstrings, that same muscle that we foam rolled earlier. So with this one, what you're going to do is just place your leg so that your foot is sitting in your inner thigh or by your knee. And with this one, what's important to focus on is when I'm reaching forward, I'm concentrating on my tummy and my chest going down towards my leg. I'm not thinking about my head going to my knee. I want to keep a nice straight back and my core engaged, and I want to lean forward, reach towards your toe or wherever on your leg you're able to get. You'll feel that through the calf and through the hamstring. And you'll hold that for 30 seconds. Same on the other side. Just bend your knee in, putting that foot next to your thigh or your knee. You're going to turn slightly towards the right hand side, pushing your tummy and your chest towards your thigh, and then reaching out towards your toe. And you will hold that for 30 seconds. So those are the 4 stretches and the foam rolling exercise I would love you to try at home. I encourage you to do this daily if possible. We all do have the time now, so there are no excuses. And please just remember that prevention of an injury is what's key in this situation. You're obviously not able to get to your chiropractor, and I promise I will be available after lockdown, but in the meantime, please make sure you are stretching and foam rolling and moving your body as much as possible. Prevention is key. Thanks guys, and I'll see you soon.